So we're doing organs too, right? So let's do organs. Diaphragm. Liver. You don't need to get the lobes. Liver. That little deflated balloon in there. Gallbladder. Underneath the liver here. Stomach. That one's kind of hidden, so I'd probably do something like this. Stomach. Ooh, that's a pretty one. Stomach's up here now, so what's that? Pancreas. Duodenum. Why is that duodenum? Because the stomach's right there. So that's fair game. Duodenum. First couple of inches here. Duodenum. Coming off the duodenum. Mesoduodenum. Mesentery proper.
Where would you pin
Right through here. Just like that. What's the middle segment of this? Jejunum. The last segment? Ileum. The first segment? Duodenum. See, I can ask that two ways, right? What's this guy? Spleen. Why? Because the left side, left lateral gutter. Spleen. You definitely see one of the cats where I did that. What's that? Colon. You don't need to know the levels. You just need, that's all colon.
So you would pin it here?
No, I could pin it anywhere. So what's that? Mesocolon. What's that? Cecum. Excellent. Cecum. What's that? Ileum. This is the small intestines. This is the small intestines going into the colon and the cecum, so that's ileum. Here's another hint for you. Every test, I either do ileum or cecum. One of them is on there. You're going to see it exactly like this. I'm going to pin the colon to the liver just like this, and I'm either going to put the pin here or here. I got 3 AP2 classes. One class I'll pin it here. The next test I might take it out of there and put it over here, because that's so easy to do. It's no work for me to do that. So expect to see that. This or this one. What is that? Excellent. Urinary bladder. It's the only thing you learned way down here in the groin area. This does happen to be a female and it's covering the uterus, so, but that's only because it's there. I'm telling you that. You don't need to know that, right? But that's the uterus. These are, matter of fact, just because. That's the ovaries. Cool, huh? Well, you will know that for the final, though. Well, oh yeah, don't forget. Right kidney. Left kidney. That's the organs of the abdominal pelvic cavity. That pretty much covers everything except one thing is missing. And this cat has it. No. Greater omenta. That's the greater omenta. Not a very fatty one. Why is that greater? Because it's kind of hanging off the stomach here. We will have a better specimen than that. These cats have been opened and closed so many times by, how many classes are we at? There's like 7 different classes, and we all share these cats, so. All right, so don't forget greater omenta. We don't do lesser. So let's do the arteries. I got this guy nice and exposed down here. There is the abdominal aorta. So that's abdominal aorta, right? And this, the first branch, right? And the first branch would be celiac trunk, right? Is that celiac trunk though? Nope. Why is that? Because that's going to this. What is this? Mesentery proper. So that is superior mesenteric. So what happened to celiac trunk? Oh, there it is. It broke. See? It broke. So if you were going to name this by the numbers, you would have gotten that one wrong. The other half of this, it's up here somewhere. It came off of here. You don't care. So let's move on. Celiac trunk is broken in this cat. Don't worry, I'll show it to you on another cat. Superior mesenteric. So what's this one? Going to the kidney, so it's renal, but more specifically, left renal. And there's right renal. We're not doing these, but just because it's there, I gotta show you. That's kind of cool. That is the left ovarian, because it's going to the ovary.
So we'll do right and left in the midterm?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
This one's right ovarian. But you don't need to know that, right? Here's the next one you do need to know. If it's not broken, now it's broken. So here's mesocolon. This would have had an artery coming off of it. There it is, it broke. So that went to this. Believe it or not, last night this was not broken. So somebody used this cat today and they broke it. So if that was going to mesocolon, what is that? Inferior mesenteric. Let's continue down. Right external iliac. Right internal iliac. Left external iliac. Left internal iliac. And this guy that's way deep down in the bottom there, that's the caudal. What's the word for tail? Caudal. Let's follow the external iliac out. There it is. There it is. What's that? Deep femoral. Left deep femoral. This is the femoral. You won't see a pin in that one, but you will see a pin in the vessels that come off of it. Why is that saphenous? Because it's continuing all the way down the leg. It will disappear underneath the vein, by the way, the saphenous vein that accompanies it, because the saphenous vein will be larger. And we leave it alone so it don't break. What's that? Superior geniculate. Very superficial, going to the top of the knee. And what's that?
Popliteal?
Popliteal. So you won't see all 3 of these on there, but one of them will be on there. And these were all in the left. We got everything happening that way on the right side. We already did external iliac, internal iliac, and caudal. So what's this one? A deep femoral on the right. Here's the femoral for the right. Now everything's going to flip you around here, but that is saphenous because it's going all the way down the leg. Notice how it ends up going underneath the vein. Saphenous, superior geniculate, and popliteal. That's the lower arteries. We'll do another one. But let's finish his upper arteries. He's got some good upper ones. I like to start with the heart. And coming off the heart, yeah, and aortic arch. 2 branches of the aortic arch. Very, very short one in this cat, the brachiocephalic. Very short brachiocephalic in this particular cat. A lot of times they're quite a bit longer than that. And this one is the subclavian, left subclavian. Left subclavian out here is all busted up, but out here we can see, matter of fact, this is where, hold it with my foresight. This was attached over here. So what was this over here? Axillary, which makes this subscapular. You figure that out yet? Why is that subscapular? Where's it going?
Sure.
Well, yeah, to the back of the shoulder. What's back there? The scapula. And here's how I do brachial. See what I'm saying? There's no confusing that. We're way out in the arm here. That's brachial. Right side, you've got right subclavian, and this is where I'll put the pin in, way over here. Just because it's there, I will do these, but these will not be on your test. But that is internal memory. And this is vertebral. And the reason why that's vertebral, because it's going into the back. The vertebrae are right there. I can feel it with my probe. So that is vertebral. And this is costocervical. And thyrocervical is missing.
Where's internal memory?
This one I was holding up. So what's this? Axillary. In between. Axillary. What's this? What's it going to? It's going to this over here. So what is that? Long thoracic. Because it's going to this flap over here. Anything you see me, if you see this thing pulled out like this and the artery go into that, long thoracic. Subscapula is going to be going to the back of the shoulder. And so on this cat, on this side, on the right side, it's broken. Matter of fact, there it is. What's left of it. That was going to the back. And out here is brachial. Okay, because it'll only take a minute to do it, I'll do the organs first. Diaphragm, liver, gallbladder, stomach, duodenum, mesoduodenum, spleen, and not a lot left to this one, but that's the that's what's left of this guy's pancreas. Obviously, I would not use this for the test. That's a terrible representation. What's the middle segment of this? Jejunum is middle. First segment, duodenum. Last segment, ileum. And now what is this stuff? Mesentery proper. We follow this to this. Yep, that's all colon. That is cecum, and that is ileum. Excellent. You get the idea. And now we got a very different looking urinary bladder. This thing looks like a marble, but that's the urinary bladder.
Isn't it supposed to be empty? Why does it look full?
It's not empty. Yeah, it's not empty. And whatever was inside, it's nice and hard. Right kidney, left kidney. There we go. Notice there was no greater omentum on this one either. What's this one? Celiac trunk. Why is that celiac trunk? Because there's the spleen, there's the stomach, it's going to the organs that are up here. That's why that's celiac trunk. And you just verified it, because that's the stomach, here's the spleen, the liver, the stomach sitting on top of the liver. That's why that's celiac
You're gonna
trunk.
pin it like that? With the
It'll look very similar to that, yes. And this is what? Superior mesenteric. Why? Because it's going to, yeah. And usually I'll do something like this, oops, with this. And you'll see, where's that going to? Oh, it's going to this. And this is mesenteric, so that's superior mesenteric. Right renal, left renal. Really, second cat with the inferior mesenteric is broken. And unfortunately, this one, the inferior mesenteric, is also broken. Left external iliac. Left internal iliac. Right external iliac. Right internal iliac. God bless you. And there it is, way down deep in there. There's the caudal. External iliac coming out this way. That is the deep femoral. There's a broken femoral, but this is saphenous. The superior geniculate is broken, but there is the popliteal. Actually, popliteal's broken too, isn't it? But you can see it down in there too. And this side's not done at all. So this cut's done. We gotta have inferior mesenteric on this last cat. Once more very quickly with the organs. Diaphragm, liver, gallbladder, stomach,
Greater
yeah,
the
spleen, yeah. So you can see how much work this takes. We gotta separate everything out. But there's pancreas. That's not a bad one.
A good one.
Yeah. So this time you guys get the benefit. You can't. No, you guys can't see it. How's it feel?
Big kidney.
Duodenum. Mesoduodenum. Trying to find a nice representation. Middle segment of this is jejunum. Last segment, ileum. First segment, duodenum, and that is mesenteric proper. We continue down to the colon, cecum,
Alien.
ileum.
Are you gonna pin the ileocecal sphincter?
Not in here. No, that's only on the human. Okay, so abdominal aorta, we can kind of see it here. It's a little bit covered over, but there is celiac trunk. There is superior mesenteric because it's going to this. The renal is accompanied by the vein right there, but this is the left renal. Right renal is underneath all of this stuff, so I'm not going to dissect that out now. So why am I wasting my time? I'm not. I needed you to see this because that is inferior mesenteric. And that is inferior mesenteric because it's going to the mesocolon. It's inferior mesenteric because it's going to the mesocolon. Inferior mesenteric. So that was one we hadn't seen yet. Now we saw it. And these down here, you're not going to see that. That's not cleaned up yet.
Would you ask about them?